Boom Z, a conversation between generations. With a changing world today, it's become exceedingly important that there be a relationship between all generations. We live in an ever-changing world, and it will take the strengths of all generations to make a positive impact on our society.
And good afternoon. This is Slammin' Sammy with the Boom Z podcast.
And this is Nina Jabril. And this is a conversation between generations. And first, we want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who watched us, who commented, liked, subscribed, and shared our video, our first episode. We appreciate you.
Yes, be sure to click subscribe now.
Please.
And today, Nina, what are we talking about?
Well, first, we want to talk about all the feedback that we got from people, which we appreciate. But the number one question we got was, who are we?
Yeah, they did. They wanted to know who we were.
You know, it's almost we should have thought of it first. But
I don't know why. Yeah.
My name is Nina Jabril, and Nina Jabril is on all my social media platforms as well, on Instagram and TikTok, but not Twitter. Don't worry about my Twitter. I'm 25 years old. I am born and raised in North Carolina. I graduated from North Carolina A&T with a bachelor's in journalism with mass communication. Right now, I work at a broadcasting company. I'm a stream director. And this is when I'm going to just slide it over to my partner, Slammin' Sammy, because...
Well, I'm Sam Hamlin. Slammin' Sammy is my Instagram handle. And I am on Facebook. I am CEO of TEM, Technical Event Management and TEM Video. And I am an A&T alumni. And I'm old, so I've done a whole lot of things in my life and met a lot of people in the area. But it's great to still be kicking. So.
No, I think when you look back, growing up, when we learned a lot about history, it was all through your era. It was all through that. It was the civil rights, the Vietnam War. That's like really what we were taught mostly in public schools. So I think it could be kind of hard to be like, oh yeah, we contributed that, but y'all were like the building blocks to everything that we have now.
I kind of agree with you. I think so. As far as your generation, we look at your generation differently because you all are smart, because you have access. You've had access to information that we never. I had encyclopedias on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
You got a phone.
That's it.
And you can find it faster, quicker, and absorb it more. So I see that being a contribution, but where did it come from?
What do you mean, where did it come from?
Where did a lot of that technology start?
Oh, back in your time.
Back in the boomers' days.
Yeah, like what? Y'all had computers. What you mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were grown.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we weren't, but, you didn't create the phone.
No, I did not. No.
Somebody ahead of you created the technology for the phone.
Or the building blocks for the technology.
Yeah.
I think...
Bill Gates, he's a baby boomer.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. So he did.
Those guys started it all. So, it's... And I think your legacy is not going to be realized
until a ways way. Yeah, no,
a few years away. Because
I'm the oldest of the Gen Zs. Well, it stopped in, I think, 96. So I'm not the oldest, but one of the oldest because I was born in 99 and I'm just 25. So yeah, we have, time to make our mark on the world. But I agree to that. But for you, though, I'm telling you, the baby boomers, I'm very, envious of the change that y'all made in the activism that y'all just...
Well, like I said, how the impact that you all make on society will show up 25 years from now.
Yeah.
It will definitely show up.
I have a question. I'm sorry to cut you off. when you were in that, when you were growing up, did you think, gosh, this will be such a significant time? Like, they're going to write history books, movies after, like, because, like, again, you were a child during the civil rights, right? Am I
You say I was what?
a child or a younger adult? What was it? Tell me. I could have my years next to it.
I was at A&T when the Civil Rights Bill was signed.
College. Wow. Okay.
Yes. So, you know, it. You realize all of that. It was a, because you had that in Vietnam going on at the same time. It was a tough time for a young person.
But did you know, like, gosh, this will be so significant? They'll write.
Well, you kind of knew the civil rights thing was going to be a biggie.
Yeah.
It just because it changed after 100 years. At least there was a big step. We still haven't gotten where we need to be, but it was a huge step at that time. So you knew that was going to be. I mean, when you got Martin Luther King and other civil rights activists, they really made a big mark in the whole world. You know, so I mean, we had him, we had Muhammad Ali, we had the other athletes, Kareem. You know, they were sports idols. They were idols. Yeah,
pillars in the history, which is a great thing to say.
And see, I some of the people, younger people who talk, don't necessarily walk the walk, and they don't really
explain.
I don't want to call any names,
but call them out.
But I've heard a lot of big time athletes say what they're doing. They're doing things with their money.
Oh yeah, but their presence means more than some of their.
But when they put their asses on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I completely get what you mean. Like, the money's gonna go a long way.
Gonna go a long way.
Presence, just like, okay, and I can kind of spin that into. Abel, which is The Weeknd, he's a big artist. He's actually the #1 artist in the world or whatever. How it's not Beyonce, don't ask me. I don't make the list. I don't know. But he gave $2 million to Gaza and the people of Gaza. But he never came out about it. And people were like, oh, that's good that he donated his own money, but he never said anything. He hasn't spoken up that I've seen, at least. And I feel like the money works, but his influence to influence everybody else would have been bigger. So I can see what you mean by talk the talk but not walk the walk.
Yeah, I mean,
you do the easy way.
It's easy to write a check.
Yeah,
it's
easy to write the
check.
But
would you have walked across the bridge in Selma?
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's but that's kind of the way of the world now.
Yeah,
it's until it gets to your front door. And I think that's the difference. It was at our front door.
You had no choice.
My dad was the first African American to run for a public office in the city of Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
We had a cross burned in our front yard.
That is crazy.
In a black neighborhood.
Yeah, that is insane.
So
do you remember that?
Oh hell yes.
How'd y'all react, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, at the time I was probably 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
You didn't really know what that cross meant. You knew the name, but you didn't know.
Yeah.
That took balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
come into your neighborhood and do something like that. Yeah.
Right.
They were relentless. Well, what's it called? I remember hearing stories. My mama would tell that her brother was told by some white men in our town, was like, hey, don't go downtown. The KKK's down there. They're having a rally. Just letting you know now. And I remember growing up thinking that was crazy. They were really running rampant like that. I think learning about this kind of stuff is different than when you hear the actual stories, and that's why I feel like boomers are so important.
It's when I was growing up, they did it in front of you.
Now they
I think they still do it.
Yeah.
They just don't do it in front of you. Mm-hmm. So it makes a difference. Mm-hmm. And phones, social media, all of that means that everybody can see it in the world now.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to wait 2 weeks to hear about it.
Yeah.
You know, Harry Belafonte, I'm trying to remember who was with him. I want to say Sidney Poitier. Mm-hmm. They went to a march somewhere in the Deep South and got chased in the dark. They were driving.
Yeah.
But they had to have a car with them act as a decoy because they were being chased.
That is actually, I think it's so beautiful. I feel like it's the only way to kind of put it is like hearing like I was saying, like reading the stories and being taught this, but hearing it makes it so much real. It brings color to me, in my opinion.
Well, you know, sometimes, I deal with, you know, young people all the time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I get very frustrated because they think
talking about me, y'all.
You know, because their struggle is, even though it may appear to be really large to them, and I'm sure it's big to them.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Yeah. You know what we're going to go into? You know where I'm inching in at?
What is that?
Compassion.
And you said that to me one time. You didn't think we had compassion. And it's just that it's not that we don't have compassion. It's just you all are soft.
Yeah, okay.
That's all it is to it. You soft as hell.
I can see, I still kind of stand on the y'all don't have compassion, but I can kind of understand why. When you are faced with what you were faced with growing up, what we are going through is minuscule. It's like, girl,
get a life.
Like, dust the dirt off of you.
Yeah.
You're fine. You'll live. Granted, it's big to us. But like I can now understand and see why some things you're just like,
give me a break. I
Yeah.
mean, come on now. You getting upset about this? I mean, I'm gonna tell you this story. We were doing a basketball game.
yep,
One of my guys, a guy who was an intern with her,
yes,
got sick.
he did.
He got sick on camera. So I went up there to see what was wrong, if he was okay. He told me, he said, I'm okay. I just kind of got dehydrated. We gave him some water. I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. He said, let me just sit down for a few minutes. I said, okay. I let him sit down. I sent somebody else up there to cover him. She said I didn't have compassion.
Also, I'd like to say he came back with a box of popcorn. To me, I don't know.
I came back with a box.
You did.
He said he could work. What the hell am I supposed to do?
I just felt like it was a little, I don't know. Maybe it's just.
What did you think I should have done?
I think it comes back to maybe not even just everybody thinks like this. It could have been a Nina thing. Maybe I'm just more caring.
But you're not answering my question. What do you think I should have done that I didn't do?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do you think if he had been really sick, I would have let him stay there? Do you think I wouldn't have tried to get some assistance for him?
I don't know. It was just the way you were just, I don't know. It was the way you were just like, oh, he's fine. We'll send somebody else on camera. I'm like,
Look, I got a job to do.
And I can see that. I do see that. You had
I have a job to
You
do.
need to
There
cover
were
him.
15 people working. I can't stop the show because he don't feel good. I'm sorry. And once he told me he was okay,
You were just like,
I'm okay.
I don't know.
I'm okay. You can't stop the show because, you know, there's a little hiccup. You got to
Yeah.
keep pressing on.
I understand that, but it was just kind of like I don't know. It was too,
It's like I just didn't give a damn.
yeah. That's what it felt like to me. And I was just like, ugh, the compassion. And then like you and Bobby, who was also, is Bobby Boomsy? I mean,
Yeah,
Baby
he's
Boomer?
a boomsy. He's the end of it.
Okay, so y'all were just like, oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'm like, well, what if he's really sick? And
But
then
he
what if
told me he was
what if he
was okay. So what am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
If he was falling out, throwing up over the place, I would have called
I guess
EMS.
this is
I would have.
the generational difference. I just felt like
What do you think I should have done? Stayed up there and held his hand and said, wait, I'll stay right here till you feel better. Oh, hell no.
Oh hell no!
No.
No. I just felt like it just felt like you were like, he's sick, okay. And I just felt like at that time, I don't know. You do be lacking some compassion though. I still stand on that, but I can see why.
But
Because you also talked about last episode, you were like, cyberbullying. You were like, just turn off the computer.
I just don't. Well, look, my wife has said to me a lot. She thinks I'm just cold as ice sometimes when it comes to certain situations. But I'm a driven person.
You're a Scorpio.
Yes. And one monkey don't stop no show. You can't alter your path.
Yeah.
You try not to. You never see me hurt anybody.
No.
Never. I have that kind of compassion.
Yeah.
Because I want people to treat me fairly.
Yeah.
And I try to always be fair. But I ain't waiting on nobody, and I'm not going to let anybody hold me hostage.
Yeah. That is something he says a lot too. He's not going to let anyone hold him hostage. And I think that's kind of like you're very tunnel vision. If it's not going to like add or take away from your value, you don't care about it. And I think that's where I get the lack of compassion, because like even though it may not directly affect you in a good or bad situation at that time, some things still deserve your attention in some type of ways. But that could be a Nina thing. I think it could be a Nina thing.
Sometimes, where I might, if you fall, I will tell you to get up. Rather than help you up.
Okay.
If you can't get up,
Then
I'll help you up.
Okay.
But if you fall, I'm not going to help you. Get your ass up.
I've never heard that before. I like it, though. I've never.
I'm just.
That's a good way
That's
to
just
put
me.
it.
You know,
That's
if you
good.
fall, I will
Tell you
to get up. You know,
I ain't helping.
because that's what makes to me.
Character.
It's what builds character. It's what causes people to succeed. You cannot succeed
Tough
if you
love.
do not fail.
There's no progress without struggle.
Right.
Frederick Douglass.
But you can't succeed unless you fail. So, how are we on time now?
Oh.
2 minutes? Well, this has been an interesting conversation.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed it.
I have to.
That compassion conversation has been budding for about 2 years now.
And it's going to come back again, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to talk about these trophy kids the next time we come on there. I'm going to talk about them because,
Can't stand them. Do you have a song of the day you want to talk about? Just one of your favorite songs back in the day.
Well, one of my favorite artists is Stevie Wonder. And one of my favorite songs by him is simply, "You are the sunshine of my life." That's it.
That's it.
So be sure to subscribe.
Like and comment and share. Don't forget to, if you want to ask us any questions or you have a topic you would want to hear us talk about, or you might want to be on the show.
Yeah, just give us a line.
Yeah, contact us at askus@boomsypodcast.com.
All righty. I'm going to start the music.
We'll see you next time.
It's a TEM joint.